Chopo back here. Something comes to mind, you know? I mean, amongst other things. However, the whole medical establishment and the way they're conducting themselves and the decisions pertaining to matters of ethics are really kind of, it seems they're on the take. Otherwise, why would they perform? Not all of them. Probably, well, let's use Pareto's law, 80-20. I would say 80% of them are probably on the take. Otherwise, they would have been more responsible than trusting the science. Because really there was no science. Not that kicked this whole thing off to begin with. The virus. Dr. Andrew Kaufman did a study early on after the announcement of COVID. And in his research, basically, when he looked into trust the science, right? He said, oh, what science? Okay, so in his search, he finds out that for a virus to be determined, first of all, there has to be a live sample from a human being, okay? Not from a lab, not some model created, but no, an actual live sample. And then that's step one. Step two is to take that live sample and to purify it. That is to separate foreign objects from this particular virus sample that you have, okay? So you get rid of the plasma, and you get rid of all that, whatever, and whatever you're left with, okay, is the virus. That's called purification. Then step three is to take that purified sample now and try and study its makeup, okay, so that you can create an antibody or whatever, right? I'm not studied in the topic, but common sense. And I'm basing what the knowledge and expertise of Dr. Andrew Kaufman. Dr. Andrew Kaufman goes on to say that when he went to look to see, where they, let's continue. Let's go back to, because there's 4 or 5 steps to 5, I think, to determine the virus and a vaccine. Okay, so we were at step 1 is the live sample. Step 2 is the purification. Step 3 is to determine the makeup of it and to create a test, something that can detect that. Okay, and the next step 4 is to take that test, put it out to the public and see if it's actually, if the test can detect it. Okay, and if it can, well, then you go on to create a vaccine that's going to destroy that virus in a healthy manner. Okay, now it seems that in Dr. Andrew Kaufman's research, when he researched the science, step 1 had never been determined, had never been completed. Step 2, so step 2, step 3, so nothing was Nothing. They just went straight to, well, they said they came out with a test, but what were they testing for? I don't know. You got to give your head a shake. What? What exactly did they do? So Dr. Andrew Kaufman says, well, okay, maybe it's because it was such a pandemic and it's rush, and maybe just everything's just hasn't been filed and compiled, okay? Perhaps. And then perhaps not. But what he did was he thought, I'm going to go and see the previous vaccine, how it was determined. Goes, checks. No step 1, no step 2, step 3. No, they go right to the What's going on here? What is going on here? You got to ask yourself. Goes on to say that hasn't been since the polio virus. None of the steps 1 through 4 have been completed. Going back to, that's like what, 48? I don't know. So yeah, the whole thing is this, it's all part of this. Well, it's not tinfoil, it's not even tin, it's a felt hat. But, it's all part of this. Look at the Georgia Guidestones. What sort of modern day commandments of the Illuminati, of the deep state, of the who put that thing up? Christian, R.C. Christian was the individual who commissioned that project. And it came down. We're in, you know what the main thing that, the main message from the Georgia Guidestones was to reduce the population, right? It's this whole Agenda 30, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, all. It's almost like this is a movie, and you've got he's got that German accent, like the Nazi Klansman, the demented doctor, and all these people. No, they're like, this is like a movie. Really, it is. I'm really starting to believe this is all a movie, and we're just sitting here. Some of us are getting worked up about it. Not all of us. But I don't know. It's all pretty interesting times. And I think great change is on the horizon. I believe that this Nessera Jacera is actual. Like, step back from it. What it is, it's, hey, what goes around comes around, okay? So for all these years, I mean thousands and thousands of years, in this current era, we are in the year 2024, so they say. That's on this Gregorian calendar. But if we go back, the dates, why all the twisting and turning, and why all the conniving and meshing of gears? Man, woman, and children. Are we the people? Born with God-given rights that no man can place a lien on, okay? Unless, of course, there's a trespass that occurs. That's natural common law. That's common to all men, women, and children. Persons, on the other hand, are the creation of the state and are based on contract. Okay? So when you are on contract, when you're acting in a role, you've applied for a job, you've acquired the position. When you swipe into work, you relinquish your God-given rights as a man, woman, or child, and you relinquish them for duties and obligations that you're bound to by that contract that you signed. Okay, that's the difference between we the people and persons, the all caps name. Okay? Why? It's because at the root of it all is the basis of law. The basis of law, there are two types of law. Okay? One is legal and one is lawful. Legal is all caps name. Okay? That is the law society, all under the British Accredited Registry, the bar. Okay? That's maritime law, it's commerce. That's legal. This is lawful. Lawful is God's natural law. The basis of that law is contract makes the law, or contract creates the law. Okay. On the other hand, lawful, the basis of all law there is he who creates the law. So God created the universe. He created the laws of physics, the laws of nature, the laws of gravity, so forth. Right? He who creates the law. God created man, therefore he gave us the laws of conduct, which are the 10 Commandments for Christian and Hebrew faiths, but laws of conduct, okay? Operate under these laws most efficiently and you will prosper. However, legal knows that he who creates the law. So what do? They create the person. Now they get to dictate the laws. Get it? And what they try and do is they try and get you, the man, woman, or child, to believe that you are the person. In doing so, they get to control you. If you believe that you're the person, then you need a driver's license. Why? Because a driver is a commercial term, by the way. Commercial, okay? For the commercial driver. Because he doesn't have rights. He has duties and obligations that he's bound to by the contract that he signed with his employer. Be it a cop, be it a welder, be it a butcher, be it a doctor, be it a whatever, nurse, baker, servant, chef, whatever. When you're acting in a role, you're a person. When you swipe out of work, go back to being a man or a woman or a child with God-given rights. Who doesn't need a driver's license? Because he's not a driver. A driver is a commercial term, remember? We need to go back